Well, this is going to be a new one. I got a new part in a play, but it's a little different. The play's called Greater Tuna, and it's really performed just by two guys playing 10 characters each. And so I got one of those, so this is going to be a much bigger role than I've had before. It's going to be a little different than every other play I've done too, for several reasons. I mean, every play I do is a little different, but let me tell you about this one. Greater Tuna is the first in a series of tuna plays that show a day in the life of the town of Tuna, Texas. And it's all portrayed through only two actors. So yes, only two actors at every rehearsal. Me and Danny Gallagher in this case. Besides only having two actors at every rehearsal, another major difference is we got into costumes much sooner than most plays. This is a very early look at Vera and Charlene, two characters in Tuna. As you can see, the backstage area where we change costumes is just covered in all the different costumes that we have. We each play 10 characters. So we really had to start rehearsing with all of those costume changes much sooner than usual. So it's the last Saturday before Tech Week, which means they're painting. Lots of paint cans down here. They're out here painting. So let's take a look. The set itself is pretty simple. It's meant to illustrate a few different areas, but it's inside a house, inside a funeral home, at a radio station. And so to imply all of that is just using a couple of tables and a few chairs. Hey, there's that on-air sign for the radio station. I might actually get my own dressing room because there's only two people in the cast. These are some things that I need to start Act 1 and Act 2. And also other storage stuff. So let's get a look at the walk to the backstage. Walk to the entrance. Theater Capel gets to operate out of the Capel Arts Center, which is a really new building compared to a lot of the theaters that I've worked in. So it's really nice, and just a few steps from dressing room to stage. Well, it's opening night. Well, yeah, I'm sorry, the mustache kind of makes me want to do a weird accent, but so yeah, this is the dressing room I have. This is normally the ladies' dressing room, but I will be putting a dress on in here, so close enough. There's some lockers they have, and a little bathroom. Now on the backstage monitor, you can kind of see some of the stage, and you can see just a little bit of people on there. And well, I can see my wife and my friends that came to see it tonight, and they happen to be in those seats. So you see we get a feed back here. And some mics out in the... But they're playing music, so you can't really hear. But it's kind of neat. A lot of places do this kind of backstage monitoring. Oh, it's filling up for opening night, all right. You can see people streaming in, hear them out there talking. But yeah, opening night. All the hard work is about to pay off. I hope. Well, it's 5 to places. So, 5 to start. So it's time to get that mustache on. I'll have to fix it a little bit, but you get the idea. So after I get dressed, I go out and play Arliss, Dee Dee, Harold, Petey, Jody, Charlene, Stanley, Chad Hartford, and Finest Bly. That's all in the first act. Then it's time to go get changed into a fan favorite known as Vera Carp. Well, here's Vera back in her dressing room, getting ready to go out for Act 2. So, hello, you can see there's a whole little outfit there with the shoes and the dress and the necklace and everything. And everybody loves Vera. Vera, everybody loves Vera. Gotta get that voice up nice and high for Vera. There you go. That's what it kind of looks like. It's a lot of fun. She has a couple of scenes, and they're both a lot of fun. There you go. And these glasses are pretty important. They keep the hair out of my eyes. So actually, it's kind of important that I have those. But yeah, well, almost showtime. Gotta go. Vera is kind of in everybody's business, so she pops up a few times in Act 2, but you also see other favorite characters come back to continue their stories. Well, here we are. We got another sold-out show. Should be a good crowd. We'll we'll see how the second night goes. 2 of 9. So a quick little behind the scenes info here. So when I start off the show, I'm good old Arliss Struve. Well, what you may not know is underneath that, I'm wearing the Jody Buemiller shirt because I'm going to have to take it off a few minutes in. And so that's one of the secrets to Greater Tuna is a lot of layering of costumes. And you can't layer every costume under every other costume, but there's a few places where that layering is pretty important. So a little behind the scenes if you're wondering how we did all those costume changes. All that prep work we did with practicing costumes sooner helped us refine how we store all the costumes back behind that front panel, because everything has to be done really quickly and it has to be organized. Otherwise, you're going to get tripped up and not be able to change into things quickly. Here it is, final weekend. Got just a couple more shows left, and well, it's going to be fun. We've got the lines mostly learned, I think, at this point. It's getting kind of fun, which is usually how it goes, where you get down to the last couple of shows and you're actually starting to get in the rhythm of the show and how it goes, and it starts to be funny. You start to think, oh, we could do this every weekend for a year. So you can see why the professionals like doing it and getting a part and then working on it for a while, because you get to develop more of the subtleties of each character and kind of get to draw out something different, and you can still make it fresh every night. And I think that's what we strive to do, is to add little bits to it, change how you say things, and add a little bit of energy in different places, and makes it fun. Hope you enjoyed the show. I won't be actually able to film anything backstage and kind of show you what it looks like, because I'm basically always out there or getting ready to go out there, and so I never really have a minute backstage to prepare and film anything. So it's a little bit different of a show, but I would say, yeah, Greater Tuna is different in a lot of ways. So if you ever get a chance to see it, and especially if you ever get a chance to be in it, I would say take the opportunity. It's a challenge in a lot of ways, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, especially if you've got a good team working with you. And I did. I had a great team. This is Janice. This is Ann. That's Peggy.
Hello.
Peggy and Ann do all the dressing.
Horses.
Yeah. They help us.
That would be us. The women in black.
Yes.
Did you enjoy this look behind the scenes at Greater Tuna and what goes into it? Well, I have some other videos about some other things I've been in. Those will pop up on the screen here now, and hope y'all enjoyed the show, and thanks for coming out if you came out to see it. This is Arliss Struve saying good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.